let's talk about Tesla. They said that boy Elon off that ketamine allegedly.
Is it alleged? I thought
alleged.
Okay, we're going
always alleged.
Always alleged.
Special K.
Special K cereal.
And that black eye.
That black eye was serious. I got 2 kids. I've never been punched.
I've told my son to punch me before, and he wouldn't dare do it. But I'm gonna stay out of.
But even if he did, it wouldn't look like that. Oh, it's serious.
Pray for Elon, yo.
He got the locked jaw, his jaw tweaking, his nodding and dozing.
He's meditating. Active meditation.
That boy tweaking.
We're going to Invest Fest. Active meditation.
Active meditation.
Active meditation.
Active, yes.
Oh Lord.
X punched him, he said.
Scotty's calling me. Hey, he was geeked up.
Geeked up. Yeah.
Man.
Piped up.
A dog fool.
Turned up.
I mean, but it's one thing to see him operate so efficiently, even while meditating so often. It's a feat to see. You got to commend him for being that active with the kids and the companies and floating that much.
Well, he stepped down from his government position.
Well played.
He caught that Bobby Brown jaw, they said.
Man. Pusha T will be proud.
For sure. Told y'all. And I told y'all that was going to break up real soon. Faster than I thought. Put yes in chat if I told y'all that little relationship was going to break up real fast.
Terrence Thornton would be proud.
Okay. All right. So as far as the business side, a few different things with Tesla. First, Elon said that there's no need for Tesla to acquire Uber. So is that a strategic flex, or is he missing a key opportunity for integration in the autonomous war for autonomous driving cars in the future?
My only Elon is richer and wealthier than me, so I don't want to offer too much critique. But I will say, I think the thing that is misguided with his robo taxi network is the dates that he's providing. He's offering dates that seem impossible to be achieved. And I don't think Uber wants to sell to them. They've done a great job of turning that business around. I do think that their robo-taxi network could have great impact if he said in 3 years, we're going to, and here's the plan year by year to get to that milestone. But to say I'm going to have it in this short of a runway, I don't see how that's possible when you are also working on the robots. Starlink is the real gem that you really need to focus on. The underground tunnel, the company escapes me at the time. The Boring company isn't working. You just went through a breakup with Trump, and post-breakup, sometimes doing business post-breakup is tough. Maybe that's why he was meditating in that office on the last little visit. You know, the last little visit before when y'all break up, but you got to see each other one more time. I wish you would give better milestones, but also give a more of a window for execution. So
yeah,
the stock has been doing well, regardless. Like I said, him being focused is great. If you can get in at 317.79, I wouldn't be mad at the entry there. But I think he is doing the company a disservice by giving these deadlines and windows that are almost impossible to hit.
Yeah, the deadline is moved. It was supposed to be this June for the reveal of the robo taxi. Has now been pushed to August 8th. So I'm with you on that. There's a couple of things though, right? When you think about a company like Uber, what are they great at? Global routing, logistics, data. They have a huge customer base. Yep. When you think about Tesla in that standpoint, do they have the mobility infrastructure as of now? Probably not, right? Not just yet. What it does, and this is one of the things that you've always said, Ian, and I'll give you credit for it, is that everybody's your competition.
Yep.
And so if you don't look to merge or try to acquire, not that it's on the table, somebody will. And a company like Google, which has the Waymo self-driving cars that we've seen, right? We were in San Francisco, we saw it in Atlanta. You're going to start
popping up in Atlanta
more. If they can strike a deal with Uber, now the robo-taxi kind of has a competition in the space where it's like they have the data, they have the infrastructure, and they have the logistics combined with that base, and a company that's already doing autonomous.
Yep.
You may not be needed.
The big lesson from last year that every company needs to learn from Drake is don't be aware of the one person who can beat you. What if 3 or 4 team up to actively destroy your career? Google together with Uber would provide a lot of problems because now you have to ask which company is better, Google or Tesla. You have to take Google all day. And Uber CEO has done a hell of a job. You have to given the margin and operating margin issues that they had and the turnaround and the fallout from Travis before he took over. He's done a hell of a job. While Elon was not maybe the most focused, and maybe some promises weren't delivered that were supposed to be given to him as well. That's the other part about politics. Like once the cash is in and you start to upset the people on K Street and in the office, your money's already in, bro. You can go home.
Yeah,
go home.
And there's no real like verbiage that says that, hey, we can't partner Waymo with Uber and
For
Lyft,
sure.
right? So if you get both those companies in rideshare, they've taken over the entire market.
Yeah.
Elon, well, he said he's going to be more focused. So hopefully, I don't know if that's what that means. Hopefully, you know, he might have to go sit down for a little bit.
He said he's sleeping in the office. Okay,
Starlink is the priority.
He might have to go sit down a little bit.
Even Neuralink as well. They just had a competitor that has now put a chip inside of somebody as well.
Yep.
So is Twitter, is X just a write-off at this point? Is that ever going to be recouped, or it's just the value just in the propaganda that is able to be pushed
I think he got the value once he made it to the White House and got the contracts. That was part of the strategic investment. So if he put up 288, what did he pay for X? He made that back in contracting already.
42 billion.
And for people that don't know, so X was a company that started from Jack Dorsey. He's another guy that people don't really speak about a lot. Because he's like Jay-Z's best friend, Jack Dorsey. So he's a guy that people don't speak about a lot, but he's one of them ones too. Super billionaire. He actually co-founder of Twitter, then Block, formerly known as Square. Then he purchased Tidal. The Tidal acquisition. Cash App. They own Cash App. One
of the earliest investors into like institutions adopting Bitcoin. But before Kathy, or around the same time, before Michael.
Yeah, so Jack, and he's a very he's like more of an introverted person.
Yeah.
He doesn't like make public appearances too much or speak publicly. But he's a very intelligent guy and somebody that if you're in business, you should definitely be aware of, because he's one of those guys that's been making moves for a long time. So I look at business like you gotta look at like sports. Like, you know, if I tell my son, like, if you want to go to the NBA, you gotta watch not just LeBron. You gotta watch like
all the greats.
Latrell Sprewell's highlight tape. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta study the greats. You gotta know like Karl Malone's like back down move, because this is what you want to do for a living. You gotta study game tape and you gotta know, how did Gary Payton play such good defense? What did he do? Right? Like, how did
Rip Hamilton come off the curl?
Or like the killer crossover. Like, how did like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta actually. So I say that to say, if you're in business, you gotta do the same thing. You gotta study Mark Cuban, and you gotta study, you know, Jack Dorsey. You gotta study the greats in business. You gotta know who Aliko Dangote is. You gotta you gotta look at Robert Smith's backstory. Like, very important for you to have this type of reference, because that's what you're aspiring to, right? Some people say, well, they're billionaires. Like, I'm just trying to start out. Well, you should aspire to be the best.
Still got to study the greats.
If you're coming into the league, you want to be Kobe. You want to be LeBron. You're not trying to be the 7th man coming off the bench, a journeyman. Like, that's not who you should base your career after.
Study the habits.
For sure.
Success leaves schools.
That's what Nip said. Study rich people's habits like it's your homework. That's a fact. That's the homework. So, you know, it's one of these things. You never know, but you gotta do the homework, Ian.
Always.
When given opportunity, gotta be prepared. Preparation.
Every shot is a game-winning shot.
So
I keep telling y'all, be ready. You never know when your opportunity may come.
That's a fact. So the Robo taxi hype, is that something that is just a write-off, or is
by
that
August? It's bullshit. It's something that he's just, okay. If you have something you aspire to, but you can't pull it off in time, is it bullshit or not? It is. I'm sorry. I think he can pull it off in 2 years, maybe 3 if he's focused. By August, no. It's hard to get a fire vendor booth from now to August.
I was gonna say this bullshit sell, and then like I guess right, because if you look at the valuation of the company is being based on, this is not a car company, right? It's based on the valuation of the future technology, robotaxis being one of them. I mean,
at some point he's either going to have to deliver on the robo taxi, or he's going to have to put Neuralink and Starlink and Tesla all in one bundle to make a conglomerate. I don't think he wants to. Now, if he could acquire Uber, though, it would give him his way to off ramp and move the company, and he can be chairman. And now you can have another CEO.
So we keep saying August because that's when they're gonna reveal the robotaxi. It got moved to August 8th. It was supposed to happen this month, but it got moved to August 8th.
Go get all the tokens you can from Google Veo 3 and put together the AI presentation. Actually being on the road, it won't be this August. If that's the case, I got some dinosaurs for sale at InvestFest. Vendor booth 28. Come get you a pterodactyl.
Okay.
If we just go flat out lie, what?
Get your vendor booths. That's important.